Why did the Russian experts remark that, if China doesn't buy the Su-57, we'll sell it to India, cause such a stir in military circles? What technological realities and geopolitical strategic games lie hidden behind this? In October 2023, the renowned Russian military commentary website, Military Review, published an analytical article by Dmitry Skamarkov, titled, Why China Needs the Su-57, which immediately sparked heated discussions across Chinese cyberspace. As a seasoned commentator with deep expertise in aviation equipment, Skamarkov presented a highly contentious argument. While China's J-20 stealth fighter achieves world-class standards in overall design, its engine system remains a significant weakness. This shortcoming, he contends, could be perfectly resolved by acquiring Russia's Su-57 fighter and its L-41F-1S engine. The article meticulously compared the technical specifications of the L-41F-1S with China's currently deployed WS-10C engine. Skamarkov highlighted that the L-41F-1S delivers an afterburner thrust of 147 kilonewtons, far surpassing its Chinese counterpart. Furthermore, its advanced thrust vectoring technology enables the Su-57 to execute highly complex maneuvers, including zero-radius turns. He particularly emphasized that the engine's high-temperature alloy materials and cooling technology ensure stable output under extreme conditions, with overhaul intervals far exceeding those of Chinese products. In his view, if China were to acquire the Su-57, it could not only rapidly enhance the J-20's power systems, but also accelerate domestic aviation engine technology advancement through technical digestion and absorption. However, the most controversial aspect of this article lies not in its technical analysis, but in its explicit mention of geopolitical bargaining chips. Skamarkov bluntly stated that should China reject this military purchase, Russia would pivot to collaborating with India, using identical engine technology to upgrade the Indian Air Force's Su-30MKI fleet, a move that would directly alter the air power balance in South Asia. This explicit linkage of weaponry with geopolitical competition led many observers to conclude that Russia's sales tactics had transcended conventional arms trade parameters. Historically, this isn't Russia's first such sales tactic. Past arms deals have seen Moscow repeatedly leverage potential sales to other nations to pressure China. What sets this instance apart is its explicit mention of India, a country locked in border disputes with China, turning a straightforward equipment transaction into a geopolitical gambit. Notably, the Indian Air Force has indeed expressed strong interest in upgrading its Su-30MKI fleet, and the technology associated with the export variant Su-57 aligns precisely with this requirement. A deeper analysis of the context behind Russia's strategy reveals underlying practical considerations. Since its inception, the Su-57 program has been plagued by delays and insufficient production capacity. By 2024, the Russian aerospace forces had received only a handful of Su-57s, falling far short of projected numbers. Concurrently, India withdrew from its joint fifth-generation fighter development project with Russia after significant investment, leaving Moscow urgently needing new export orders to sustain production lines and offset high R&D costs. Against this backdrop, the Chinese market holds particular significance for Russia. China not only possesses ample procurement funds, but, more critically, faces a geopolitical environment that heightens its demand for advanced weaponry. Skamarkov specifically highlights the sensitivity of the Sino-Indian border airspace in his article, implying that if India gains air superiority through Su-57 technology transfers, it would pose a direct challenge to China. This approach of linking arms sales to regional security dynamics fully demonstrates Russia's seasoned expertise and strategic calculations in the military trade arena. However, this argument overlooks the substantial progress China's aviation industry has made in recent years. A close examination of the J-20's development trajectory clearly reveals rapid advancements in Chinese aero engine technology. From initial reliance on Russian-made L-31F engines to the gradual transition to domestically produced WS-10C engines, and now the steady progress toward the target WS-15 engine, China's aviation propulsion sector has established a clear technological development path. Notably, the development of the WS-15 engine has reportedly achieved thrust parameters reaching 18.5 tons, with certain performance metrics even surpassing those of the F119 engine used in the American F-22 fighter jet. More importantly, the combat effectiveness of modern fighter jets is not solely determined by engine performance. The J-20's overall design embodies the Chinese aviation industry's unique understanding of fifth-generation fighters. Its aerodynamic layout strikes a good balance between stealth performance and maneuverability. Advanced onboard radar systems and electronic warfare equipment give it a distinct advantage in information awareness capabilities, while its continuously refined internal weapons bay design ensures flexibility in weapon carriage. These comprehensive performance enhancements enable the J-20 to deliver more diversified combat effectiveness within modern air combat systems. From a broader perspective, China has consistently pursued a path of independent innovation in defense technology. Through decades of technological accumulation and talent cultivation, China has established a complete aerospace industrial system. In the field of engine development, China has not only solved the fundamental issue of having or not having engines but has also made significant strides in critical areas such as materials science, manufacturing processes, and testing, validation. According to academic papers and industry reports, China's aviation engine R&D has formed a virtuous development pattern, producing one generation, developing one generation, conducting preliminary research on one generation, and exploring one generation. Meanwhile, the landscape of the international arms trade market is undergoing profound changes. Traditional arms exporters face competitive pressure from emerging military-industrial nations, while importing countries increasingly prioritize technology transfer and local production capabilities when selecting equipment. Russia's proposal for localized production of the Su-57 in India exemplifies this adaptation. However, it should be noted that the technological complexity of modern advanced fighters makes complete technology transfer increasingly difficult, partly explaining India's hesitation between the Su-57 and F-35. For China, procurement decisions for weapons and equipment consistently serve the nation's overall security strategy. While adhering to the principle of independent development and defense modernization, China does not reject equal and mutually beneficial cooperation with international partners. However, when cooperation carries overt geopolitical intentions, China's choices inevitably become more cautious. The trajectory of China's defense industry system in recent years clearly indicates that mastering core technologies through independent innovation has become the explicit direction for China's defense development. Specifically in the fighter jet engine sector, China's technological roadmap is advancing steadily. Beyond the ongoing refinement of the WS-15, variable cycle engine technology suited for future combat environments has entered the preliminary research phase. These technological advancements not only serve the aviation propulsion field, but also drive the development of related industries such as materials science, precision manufacturing, and simulation testing, fostering a virtuous cycle of technological innovation. Returning to Skoromakov's argument, its flaw lies in oversimplifying the complexity of modern military technology development. Reducing fighter performance solely to engine thrust metrics overlooks the holistic characteristics of aviation equipment as complex systems. Furthermore, his analysis fails to adequately account for the comprehensive advancements China's aviation industry has achieved in recent years across system integration, technological innovation, and talent cultivation. At the geopolitical level, using weaponry as a bargaining chip may backfire. Modern international relations emphasize win-win cooperation, and unilateral pressure tactics often fall short of their intended effects. China's dual-track strategy of openness and defense cooperation and independent development may prove more adaptable to the complex and volatile international security landscape. With the rapid advancement of global military technology, fifth-generation fighters themselves continue to evolve. Major military powers like China, the United States, and Russia are actively developing sixth-generation fighter technologies, where novel concepts such as artificial intelligence, unmanned wingmen, and directed energy weapons are reshaping the future landscape of aerial combat. Against this backdrop, debating the merits of specific fighter models alone appears insufficient. Greater attention should be directed toward the developmental trajectory and innovation pathways of the entire aviation equipment system.